Science never ends. Welcome to this series of videos about Nobel Prize winners, a group of interesting and inspiring scientists.
Have you ever heard of Hemingway? He is a novelist, short story writer, and journalist. His iceberg theory is well known. When you see an iceberg from the surface, it looks like a small mass of ice, but underneath, it is another gigantic mass of ice. Now, let us meet this tough American man. Ernest Hemingway was born in Oak Park, Illinois in 1899. He was educated in public schools and began to write in high school. When the United States entered the First World War, he joined a volunteer ambulance and served at the front. He returned to the USA after being wounded, and later he became a reporter to cover events such as the Greek Revolution. In 1925, he published his first book, a collection of stories called In Our Time. He published The Sun Also Rises 2 years later, which turned out to be a solid success. He tells a pessimistic but sparkling story in the book about the group of members of the post-war lost generation. In his story, Jake, a war veteran, is sucked into the dilemma that he has become the victim of World War I and cannot fulfill his emotional and physical needs. Family and friends have lost importance to him. Moreover, religion could not provide him with any solace. Additionally, the group of people similar to Jake was later defined as the lost generation. All of his life Hemingway was fascinated by war. As World War II progressed, he went to London as a reporter. He flew several missions with the Royal Air Force and crossed the English Channel with American troops on D-Day. In 1947, Hemingway was awarded a Bronze Star for his bravery during World War II. In 1951, he wrote The Best I Can Write Ever for All of My Life, The Old Man and the Sea. However, with so many accidents and injuries suffered in his life, Hemingway's body had been destroyed with severe headaches, high blood pressure, weight problems, and eventually diabetes. He took his life with a shotgun in 1961. Ernest Hemingway profoundly affects the field of 20th century American fiction. His early life resulted in a clear understanding of the war. Hemingway rendered a sensible depiction of the war period with its dissatisfaction and crumbling of old esteems. Written in a simple yet flighty style, with the issues of war, brutality, and demise as their topics, his books introduce a representative elucidation of life. The Nobel Prize-winning author impacted 20th century fiction, and the vast majority of his works are considered works of art today. His work is best known for his stark, moderate style and openness to readers. In his long writing career, Hemingway developed a distinctive style. Compared with many famous authors, Hemingway does not enjoy lengthy geographical and psychological descriptions, as a result of which, there are many critics of his style for lack of substance. His style is simple, direct, and somewhat plain. He always used simple sentences and few adverbs or adjectives in his work. He wrote concise, vivid dialogue and exact descriptions of places and things. Hemingway has been deified by the uniqueness of his style. Short but powerful sentences, simplified but clear dialogues, and careful expression to express the correct truth are the recognizing highlights of his style. Overall, Hemingway is a pragmatist. As he wrote, he only cares to put down what truly occurred in real life, what the real things were that created the feeling you encountered. Just like the iceberg theory created by him, he always shows the audience the tip of the iceberg. In his novels, Hemingway views life as a perpetual struggle in which the individual has to assert the supremacy of his free will over forces other than himself. The protagonists always underwent endless trials and tribulations. Hemingway presents human life as a ceaseless battle, and each of them ended only with a win or death. The portrayal of heroism is another aspect of his style. Hemingway's protagonist is a recurring hero in a progression of novels, and has become an exercise in fictional biography. Skills, endurance, courage, and honor are the common characteristics of these heroes. The characters in every one of Hemingway's stories uncover much about how he feels about men and the part they should play in the public arena. It is the heroism in his book that eventually present Hemingway's image of man of iron, which is the model of a specific sort of 20th century American manliness. In the following section, we will examine The Old Man and the Sea. The Old Man and the Sea was one of Hemingway's most popular novels. The Old Man and the Sea tells a story of an experienced old angler who, similar to other heroes in Hemingway's other novels, is experiencing misfortune. It was the first time he has been fishing without success for 84 days. However, he is not disappointed with the fact that there is always a young boy watching him, which boosts up his confidence, as the boy would always say that the protagonist, Santiago, is the best fisherman in the world. On the 85th day that Santiago finally caught a giant marlin, but unfortunately there are other creatures watching on this prey, sharks. Along his journey, he has to fight sharks and starts using a harpoon to kill them. Using his experience and skills, he succeeds in slashing 5 of them, but many more approach. He knows that the fight will never end until the sharks devour the marlin that he spent so long chasing. He is exhausted and desperate, but the old man does not lose his faith and strength. He continues fighting until he reaches the shore. When he reaches the coast, he sees only the skeleton of the marlin with its head and tail. Is this success or failure? He said that a man can be destroyed but not defeated. The fight is beyond the result, but turned out to be the honor of a fighter. Soon after, he falls onto his bed upon reaching his hut and goes to sleep. In his dream, he receives a great prize for his efforts. This is a story of perseverance, suffering, pride, defeat, and honor. Santiago, the main character, is quite an old man, having no living family members. He never loses his faith when he is unable to catch a fish for 84 days. He never loses his courage when he faces the sharks. He never feels defeated when he returns to shore with nothing. He is the typical hero in Hemingway's writings. This battle with the marlin in the open sea for 3 days tests the old man, his mettle, his perseverance, his stamina, and also his attitude and sanity in the solitude. Furthermore, it proves that no matter the suffering and results, the hero will fight until the death. This is Hemingway. This is Hemingway's hero. Do you want to show your research progress to more scholars? Contribute an entry that will be linked to your paper on the encyclopedia platform, providing an opportunity for over 35,000 scholars to access and explore your research. Have you ever tried to show your latest research in a vivid way? Encyclopedia SciPlayer provides a service with which you can transfer your research to a live video format. Do you want to publish a new paper? Encyclopedia has an international, peer-reviewed, and open-access journal. Do you require a discount when you publish research in journals? Anyone who contributes to Encyclopedia can obtain vouchers for MDPI Journal's article processing charges. Encyclopedia aims to create an open-access knowledge-sharing platform for all scholars. To find more information, search for encyclopedia.pub.